Since the dawn of civilization, knowledge has been guarded as if it were a divine flame, too sacred for the uninitiated, too dangerous for the masses. Every great culture, from the deserts of Egypt to the marble halls of Greece, has hidden its truths behind veils of secrecy. To understand secret societies, we must begin not with the Freemasons or the Illuminati, but with the ancient world where secrecy was a language of power. In Egypt, wisdom was not written plainly. It was carved in hieroglyphs, layered with symbol and silence. The priests of Heliopolis were not simply servants of the gods, they were the keepers of cosmic law, guardians of the rituals that sustained the universe. To them, revealing divine mysteries to the profane was to invite chaos. Secrecy was not deception. It was protection, a sacred duty to shield truth from corruption. Initiation into these mysteries was a death and rebirth. Candidates were led through darkness, symbolically dismembered and reassembled, reborn as those who know. And from this pattern, all later secret orders would take their shape: hidden teachings, ritual transformation, and a circle of the elect. Centuries later, in the marble temples of Greece, another hidden brotherhood emerged, the Pythagoreans. To the world, Pythagoras was a mathematician, the man of numbers and harmony. But within his circle, numbers were living symbols, the language of the gods. His disciples swore oaths of silence, lived communally, and guarded their insights with religious devotion. To reveal the secrets of geometry and proportion was not merely to share knowledge, it was to expose the architecture of reality itself. In an age when philosophy was inseparable from the divine, secrecy became synonymous with reverence. The same current flowed through the Eleusinian mysteries, secret rites of death and rebirth in honor of Demeter and Persephone. Thousands traveled to Eleusis, yet none could speak of what they saw. To break that silence was to invite punishment, or worse, the loss of the soul's promise of immortality. Here we see the paradox that defines every secret order: concealment not to dominate, but to preserve sanctity. The sacred must be protected from the profane, the eternal from the fleeting. Later, in Rome, the Mithraic cults carried this hidden light into the dark chambers beneath the empire's streets. Soldiers gathered in underground temples, reenacting the slaying of the bull, drinking from ritual cups, and pledging loyalty through symbolic death. These mysteries offered meaning where public religion had become hollow, a private communion with the divine. From the Nile to the Aegean, from the catacombs of Rome to the sands of Persia, the same pattern repeats: the hidden circle, the initiation, the silence. Secrecy, far from being the mark of tyranny, was the vessel of transformation. The ancient world taught one lesson: that wisdom, once exposed without preparation, loses its power, and that to approach the sacred, one must first pass through the veil. When the First Crusade swept across Europe, a new brotherhood emerged: the Knights Templar. Sworn to poverty, chastity, and obedience, they protected pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem. But beneath their white mantles and crimson crosses, the Templars carried a deeper mystery. Over time, their mission transformed from guardians of roads to guardians of knowledge. They amassed libraries, coded manuscripts, and treasures said to contain secrets of Solomon's temple, perhaps even relics of mystical power. To some, they were holy warriors; to others, keepers of forbidden wisdom. As their influence spread, so did fear. Kings owed them money. Popes envied their independence. And so, in 1307, the Templars were betrayed, accused of heresy, tortured into confession, and burned at the stake. Their order vanished overnight, or so it seemed. Legends say their surviving members fled into secrecy, carrying their rituals and symbols across Europe, seeds that would one day blossom into Freemasonry. But perhaps the true treasure they guarded was not gold or relics, but an idea. that faith and reason could coexist, that enlightenment could be hidden within devotion. The Templars' downfall was the price of knowledge too close to power, and their myth endures as a warning. Secrets can protect wisdom, but they can also destroy those who hold them. Born from the guilds of medieval stonemasons, they transformed from craftsmen of cathedrals into architects of ideas. Their lodges became temples of the mind, where men gathered to explore reason, morality, and the divine order of the universe. The Masons' tools, square, compass, and plumb line, became symbols of inner perfection. Building no longer meant shaping stone, but refining the soul. Secrecy was their protection. In an age ruled by dogma, to question authority could mean death. Behind closed doors, they nurtured the ideals that would spark revolutions. Many of history's visionaries, Voltaire, Mozart, Washington, found fraternity within the lodge. But to the outside world, their silence bred suspicion. Whispers grew. The Freemasons controlled nations, shaped revolutions, even ruled from the shadows. Yet within, their purpose was transformation, not domination. The light they sought was enlightenment, truth triumphing over ignorance. Their legacy endures not as a conspiracy, but as a philosophy, that humanity itself is a temple under construction, and each of us is the builder. In 1776, while revolutions reshaped nations, a professor named Adam Weishaupt founded a secret society that would echo through history, the Illuminati. Its mission was not domination, but enlightenment, to free humankind from superstition, ignorance, and tyranny. Bound by secrecy, members sought to reform the world through reason and moral progress. Their oaths and symbols concealed a radical idea that truth could liberate and knowledge could replace faith in authority. For a brief moment, they shone brightly, gathering poets, philosophers, and noblemen beneath a single vision of human improvement. But power and secrecy rarely coexist without consequence. Within a decade, their order was exposed and outlawed. Officially, the Illuminati ended in 1785. Unofficially, their myth had only begun. Across Europe, whispers spread that they had infiltrated governments, sparked revolutions, and manipulated kings. The Enlightenment's light became, in fearful eyes, the flame of conspiracy. Over centuries, those whispers grew louder, shaping one of history's most enduring legends, that an unseen elite controls the world. In truth, the Illuminati were not gods in the shadows. They were thinkers, dreamers, and reformers. Their real power was not hidden influence, but an idea. In the modern age, secrecy has changed its form. The hidden orders of the past, cloaked in robes and symbols, have evolved into networks of influence, invisible yet everywhere. Their temples are no longer stone halls, but servers, satellites, and encrypted channels. Today's secret societies are woven into the global web of politics, corporations, and digital control. Names like Bilderberg, Skull, and Bones, and the World Economic Forum spark fascination and fear alike. Their meetings and motives, though often mundane, feed the timeless suspicion that power moves unseen, that somewhere, someone decides the fate of millions. But secrecy now thrives not in silence, but in noise. The digital world overwhelms us with data, burying truth beneath endless information. Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire, transforming uncertainty into narrative. In this chaos, the myth of the hidden ruler offers comfort, a sense that even in confusion, someone must be in control. Yet the deeper truth is simpler and more unsettling. Secrecy is no longer an exclusive domain. Every one of us, through screens and passwords, lives behind small veils of our own making. To understand secret societies, we must look inward. The deepest mysteries are not hidden in temples or archives, but within the human psyche itself. Carl Jung wrote that what we repress becomes our shadow, the unseen force shaping our fears and desires. Humanity has always projected this inner darkness outward, imagining secret powers controlling the world. In truth, the hidden orders we fear are reflections of our own unconscious, our longing for control over the unknown. Secrecy fascinates us because it mirrors the self. Beneath every identity lies a labyrinth of thought and emotion, a private initiation into who we are. To join a secret order, to take part in ritual and silence, is to symbolically enter that inner temple. The Masonic Lodge, the Templars' Grail, the Illuminati's light, each is a metaphor for the soul's journey from ignorance to illumination. We seek secrets not merely to know, but to believe that there is still mystery left in the world. In an age of exposure and noise, the hidden feels sacred. It gives depth to existence, a sense that beneath the surface, something meaningful endures. But perhaps the greatest secret is this: there is no hidden power, no ultimate order, only our reflection, endlessly seeking itself through symbol and story. The secret societies we imagine are not apart from us. They are the mirrors of our own desire to find light within the dark.